The Scott Mills Daily.
BBC Radio 1.
Scott Mills here. Chris is back as well. We have got Matt Lewis on the show today. Last time we saw him was at the end of last summer when we made him do something unspeakable with that wand.
Yeah.
That's on YouTube still. So that's the trouble with YouTube. It's going to be there forever now. Poor Matt.
I kind of think with what we've put him through on the show, I get really excited about him coming in because you feel like you can ask him anything.
Yeah, he's such a good guy. But I'm just thinking a chat today because Bluestone 4.2 starts again tonight on BBC Three and he's in that. I've noticed in some of the publicity shots where he's in his army gear, yes, he looks a little bit like Adam Levine off of Maroon 5.
Really?
Yeah, have a look. I think it's on BBC Three's Twitter, just a little bit Levine. Hi, Matt Lewis.
Hello, Scott Mills.
Are you right?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, yeah.
Really good. Now, last time we saw you was in August at the Edinburgh Festival, and we got you involved in some bizarre stage show involving a scene with Chris and his wand.
Yeah, I think I've repressed it.
Yeah.
It does feel like a weird dream that now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
When
It
you
was
look back on it, it
a
was
nightmare.
a really, really strange evening.
I feel that, because we didn't really get a chance to say it at the time, I feel that I need to properly apologise for that now.
It went down very well.
I mean,
You did.
The viewers and listeners loved it, but I think that I did see your career like flash before your eyes at one point. I could see it, and you were like, "Oh, not happy about this." But it was great. Also, you're responsible for still the most popular Innuendo Bingo of all time
Wow.
on YouTube. So
Wow.
I thought today what we do is just have a chat.
Oh, wicked.
I know, because we always seem to get you to do something quite extreme.
Yeah.
And today I just think we should talk about Bluestone 4.2.
Okay.
Do you
That's
believe that that's going to happen?
That's slightly
by the way?
disappointing,
You seem
but-
dubious. You seem like you're not sure that we are actually going to follow through with this idea.
I trust him.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about you.
Yeah.
Fair.
I just want to say as well, we'll mention it now, we'll get it out of the way and then this will be it. You must get, by now, sick of people talking to you about Harry Potter.
Yes and no.
I saw you tweet the other day about to go on Lorraine to talk about Bluestone 4.2 and Harry Potter because, you know.
Yeah. Well, it's just, it's obviously a huge part of my life, and I wouldn't be sat here right now in your studio talking about my career if I hadn't done it. So it's not something I can completely ignore, and I'm very proud of it. But yeah, when you're trying to move on and do other stuff, it's...
Well, I think we've got something ideal here. I've got a Harry Potter alarm, and it'll just go off anytime any of us mention it.
Yeah.
So we've got that out of the way now. So anytime we talk about the wizarding world, that will happen.
Very good.
All right, so...
I mean, what's the rules here? How close do we have to be to the wizarding world? Do you know what I mean?
I think any reference to it, because he's sick of it. Look at him.
Right.
Right.
But I mean, if we're, say, talking about castles, will that set off the alarm?
Only if it's in relation to something not to do with Harry Potter.
Got you. And what about other... what's the rules with other Harrys? Is that allowed?
No, it's fine, as long as it's not about that.
Do you know how many people have now just turned this show off now?
No, they haven't. If you've not seen Bluestone 4.2, it's in its third series now. Series starts tonight. It's about a bomb disposal unit in Afghanistan, and it's very funny. The trailers that I've been watching today look great.
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, I'm amazed they've actually managed to cut together some trailers that we can put on before 9 o'clock.
Yes.
But it's really exciting. There's a whole new look to the show this year, and the drama's really been ramped up, which I think in turn means the comedy goes up as well.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for it. Yeah.
I mean, the comedy comes a lot from the dark situations that you're in, which I think is great. It's such a good show. Watch it tonight on BBC Three. There was concern at the end of the last series if everyone was alive.
Yes. There's a bit of a cliffhanger towards the end of Series 2. Obviously, we're on our way out to go on an operation, and our Mastiff rides over an IED. And we were unsure as to where the team were at the end of Series 2. And it basically takes off in Series 3 at exactly that moment in the back of the Mastiff. Who's alive? Who's not? Who's injured? And we have to fight our way out of this ambush. And it makes for a really, really action-packed opening. I don't want to give anything away, but it's pretty intense.
Well, it's not much of a plot spoiler to say that obviously you're alive.
It's not real life, Scott.
I am in it.
No, but I mean, like, he wouldn't be here talking to us about the new series if he wasn't in it. would he?
Sorry. Yeah,
So I
that
think,
makes sense.
So there we are. I've worked that one out.
Is it tricky at times? Because it's obviously very funny as well.
It's really funny.
Is it tricky sometimes because it's quite a heavy topic,
Yeah.
but then also there's lots of funny moments.
Yeah, I mean, it's just something that we have to be constantly aware of. I mean, Richard Hurst and James Carey, our writers, are so meticulous in their research, and all the stories and the jokes that are made about soldiers who've lost limbs or have got injured. It all comes from like genuine anecdotes from actual squaddies, and we've been fortunate enough to chat to a lot of these guys up at Edinburgh Troop. Went up there to meet a lot of them, and it reminded them so much of being on base in Afghanistan, all the jokes that we're throwing around. And so, yeah, we just have to be aware of it and make sure that we're laughing with these guys and never at them, because what they do is incredible. And we want to make sure it's a show for them to watch and enjoy.
Does anyone ever get in touch who are from the armed forces and say, "Oh, you've been doing that wrong," or the gun was the wrong way round?
Yeah, all the time. Yeah, I mean, luckily we've got a great bunch of advisors on the show who are constantly around, just monitoring everything that we do. But even little stuff like I tweeted a picture last year and I had my finger on the trigger, and a squaddie got in touch with me on Twitter and said, "You got to watch your trigger discipline. No, won't be getting away with that."
Right.
I love it that they pick you up on it though, because they must be watching it like a hawk.
But that's it, and that's great. That's what we need. We need more of that so we can make sure it is as accurate as possible.
And I guess that magicians used to do the same with, when it was. Oh, hang on.
Oh, well done.
Oh no, Scott.
Okay, I'll move on. So Sunday brunch at the weekend, we saw you.
Yeah.
With that, do you ever go out the night before? Because I think it's, if you have gone out the night before, which I admit I have done before when I've been on that show, it's pretty hard to face food and drink at that time.
Yeah, it
afterwards.
Was. I mean, actually, the funny thing was that I hadn't actually gone out the night before. I had a little party at my own house the night before that turned into a 2-day hangover.
Oh, it was a rollover.
Yeah,
oh, excellent.
Yeah. And I woke up Sunday for Sunday brunch, and I don't really remember any of the show, to be honest.
It's a long show.
Yeah,
I saw you on it. You did look slightly ropey. I'm not going to lie.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks, mate.
which I found amazing, because they usually put makeup on you for those kind of things.
No, I think he probably did have makeup on.
Plenty of makeup on.
Incredible.
Just shine through underneath.
What happens is with Sunday brunch, it's actually filmed in a shopping centre. So what they do is they're like, right, welcome to the show. You sit there for 2 hours pretending to look interested at Lovejoy and Rimmer. No, you are interested, but you know what I mean? It's a long time to watch them cooking. And then they go, right, it's 9 o'clock, which means it's time for cocktails. And you're like, oh, I don't want to try them. And then you just kind of like stumble out into the shopping centre and old ladies are doing their shopping in M&S next door.
Well, I had a lot of beers, and then they just stuck a big knife in my hand and said, "Cut these oranges."
Oh,
right.
you got to cut stuff though.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to do that anymore, Mills.
I chopped onions once, and then the next time I was on, I was like, "Oh, what am I chopping? Am I cooking anything today?" They're like, "No, just a chat."
Yeah. No, didn't you bring in pre-diced veg? Didn't you bring with you pre-diced onions? I'm sure I read that somewhere.
No, I didn't.
No?
Where did you read that?
What, you must have made that up.
Maybe.
I didn't bring
It's
diced
one of
veg
those
in.
tricky real or no real situations.
No real.
I heard when you go to cooking shows from here on in, you're told to bring pre-diced veg.
Who told you that? That's nonsense.
Yeah.
But they're a nice bunch on that show.
Yeah, no, it was really good fun.
Right, let's play a track, and we'll come back with Matthew Lewis after this. Wait there.
I will go anyway.
BBC Radio 1.
The Scott Mills Daily.
What we like to do on this show, we're doing really well with the alarm, by the way. It's only
Yeah.
gone off once. What we like to do on this show is we like to research our guests properly, and actually, unlike other chat shows or radio shows, what we do is we send a member of the team to your housewarming on a Friday, just to get like real research.
It's like an advanced team, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
like when the president goes out and about. They
Little
send some
recon team.
people ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what we
gee.
always do. Like,
What was,
if anyone is having a party, a couple of days before they come into the show, I'm like, off you go, and see if you can get invited. And that happened on Friday.
It did.
Chris here, not that Chris, the other Chris, who's a member of the team, turned up at your actual house.
Yeah.
Was he invited?
No, he wasn't. He wasn't
Right.
on the list.
Straggler.
He just turned up as a friend of a friend, allegedly. Were you snooping through my stuff?
Absolutely. I mean, from what I understand, there was a comprehensive look through cupboards and drawers.
Yeah.
But he couldn't find your man drawer.
Ah, that's in the kitchen. It's in the kitchen, yeah.
What we do like is you're a massive celebrity, but you do the trick of keeping the beers outside to stay cool.
Yeah, that's true. We've got 2 beer fridges outside, actually.
Oh, yes.
And then when they're full, they just go in the garden.
He didn't notice any staff.
No staff. No. we hid them away.
They're there, but they're just in somewhere else.
We're just kind of trying to keep our feet on the ground when people come visiting.
What I really like about famouses like yourself is naturally you must have other famouses around your place, right?
Sometimes.
And do they bring good housewarming gifts?
I was brought a gift, actually. I got an annual, a year in the life of Pope Francis. Yeah, so that was a thrilling read.
A famous person gave you that?
A friend of a famous person gave me.
Right.
Gave me
Was
that.
it from...
No. But a candle as well, so I can light the candle and I can read A Year in the Life of Pope Francis by candlelight.
How do you get on with candles? Because Scott tried to get me onto candles, and it led to an awkward experience with my dad.
There's nothing wrong, is there, with a man of an evening, let's say in his own house, behind closed doors if he wants to. There's nothing wrong with him lighting a candle, is there?
I didn't request this candle that was bought for me, but as it happened, I did have, and Chris, testament to it, I did have 2 candles burning in the living room.
So you're not afraid to light a candle?
It just adds a nice ambience to the living room.
So you think that's okay, do you?
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. You don't light them up and put them around the bath and have a bubbly bath.
Oh, stop being so northern. Yes, you would.
But
A bubbly bath.
A bubbly bath.
I had this time where Scott gave me a candle and was like, go on, try it. It's a nice candle. I thought, fair enough. Went into my bedroom, lit said candle, lay there on the bed wondering what you're going to do next. At that moment, my dad walked in, thought I was having some special time with myself. I was lighting a candle to sort of...
Lighting a candle in your own room doesn't mean that you're having special time.
Yeah, you know.
Just a bit of alone time.
Was it scented?
Like making more of a kind of evening of it.
Yes, it was scented.
It
yes.
was.
Yeah. You would only light them if there were people around, not on your own.
No, probably if guests were coming over, just to,
I'm lighting them all the time. It could just be me.
Yeah. No, you're bang into your candles.
Yeah.
But that's an interesting housewarming gift. Scott's got weird stuff around his place as well.
I've still got that tip tray in the downstairs loo.
Yeah, yeah.
Where did that come from?
That was a strange one. So one time I was around Scott's, and he has a little tray in the corner.
And you can leave
with a few
change.
coins, and he encourages people to, I assume, give some money after you've been to the toilet, so he can then go out and buy some more toilet roll. And
Wow.
I want
cleaning
to recreate that provincial nightclub vibe.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
like
mean?
little Chupa Chup lollipops as well.
Yeah.
You can get.
Do you know what I mean? Just leave if you think this trip's been worth it. Leave some money in the tip drawer. Thank you very much.
Do people do that?
Yeah, there's actually about 50p in there in change at the moment. Have you met the neighbours yet at your new house?
Yeah, one of them. She's absolutely lovely. She's so nice, but doesn't speak English. So we just sort of smile at each other and try and just all right. Yeah.
What, over the fence?
Yeah.
Oh, that means he's got a garden. Get right for himself. Yeah. And do they know about you
Hit the alarm.
being? Are they aware of that?
Not mentioned it to them yet.
No, but that's not the question. Do you think they know?
I don't think so. I've no idea.
Because you can kind of tell, can't you, when someone, you must do, when someone recognises
But she
you,
doesn't
you must
speak
see it.
English.
Maybe that's why she's smiling so much.
Oh, that could be it. I don't think she does. No.
No.
And where will you be watching Bluestone tonight?
I'm not actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
you've seen it probably, haven't you?
Yeah. A couple of times.
We've heard you've got a massive telly. That's what our team reported back.
It's the last time you're coming around my house, Chris.
It's one of them ones with the backlight.
It's not even mine, it's my brother's.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Also, the DVDs in your collection. Wow.
That's only half of them. We've got a load more upstairs.
I actually made that up. I didn't know anything about that. I was just hoping for you to tell me something.
We hid some of the more risque ones upstairs. We got a screening a couple of weeks ago, so we all got together and watched the first 2 episodes. So yeah, I've seen it, but it's very good. You should all not go out tonight and stay in and watch it.
Plan your evening around Bluestone 42 on BBC 3.
Yes.
10 p.m.
But if you do miss it, it's actually being repeated on BBC 2 next Sunday.
And there's always the wonder of BBC iPlayer.
And that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt, you're not planning on going anywhere, are you?
No, right here.
Right, stay there.
Yep.
Back after this.
The Scott Mills Daily.
You know when we did the Edinburgh show?
Yes.
Was that the worst thing that anyone's ever asked you to do on a TV or radio show?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think it's just definitely up there.
I thought you might have been on some, I don't know, chat show in Germany and they would ask you to do something a bit odd. But no, that was it, was it?
No, I had to sing a little bit on a Canadian chat show, which was really grim because I can't hold a note to save my life.
What were you singing?
They asked me to just sing something, anything, and I think I just did. I did Dancing Shoes by Arctic Monkeys. Because it was the only thing I could think of that would suit my accent, and I could sing as little as possible.
Can you imagine? They probably expected something a little more poppy.
Yeah, it was like the equivalent of like an MTV pop show, but in Canada, and I just went into that.
I'm obsessed with people trying to speak the language. We played a clip of Howard from Take That last week, and he is doing Got to Dance, the show in Germany. He's a judge on that. And just to hear him try and speak German to the contestants is quite spectacular.
What is it?
Because he just goes back to Northern again.
So he does it in English, but with like a German accent, or
no? He does attempt a bit of German.
Oh, right, okay.
But then he realises he doesn't know some of the words, so just goes back to English again.
Because we've had like footballers have done it over the years, haven't they? Like Joey Barton did it. And
yeah, we played some of those last week.
Stephen
Have you ever been in a kind of, especially when all the was happening, where you've been in a random country and you've just not understood what they've said, or they've asked you something really inappropriate or odd?
Yeah, South America was quite tricky. We did a little tour there on the second to last film. I think Death Hallows Part 1. We went to...
Is it okay if he mentions it?
I don't know.
No.
I think we either all do it or we don't.
It's
All right.
the same rule for everyone.
Yeah.
We went to Brazil, Argentina and Chile. And, yeah, I mean, I think they sort of have a different idea of what's an acceptable question to ask in interviews and stuff. A lot of stuff about money and personal lives and stuff.
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
some people go right in. It's there was a great one in Australia, was it, with Harry Styles? And they just come straight out with it. You know?
Yeah.
Third nipple.
Confirm or deny.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah,
What did he say?
they don't have the kind of British way of being a bit reserved and like, okay, well, that's probably off limits. I can't really ask that question.
Yeah. They sort of just went for it. And then, again, it's quite tricky because a lot of times, I mean, they're a lot better at speaking English than I am at speaking Portuguese or Spanish.
Yeah.
But a lot of the times you get a translator as well, and it's tough. It's hard doing interviews. I mean, you must have done it before when you've interviewed people when you've got interviewed through a translator.
Oh,
Yeah.
Have you had to do that before?
Yes.
That must be fascinating.
At Eurovision.
Of course, yeah.
All the time. I don't speak Slovakian. Yeah, it's an interesting experience.
Yes.
So they just be like, how rich are you?
Pretty much, yeah. Straight in with that.
But also, if it comes from a third party, like a translator, do you know what I mean? They can be as rude as they like, because it's the other guy that's having to say it.
That probably wasn't even the question. They just wanted
It's just the translator who wants to know. The Japanese market's obviously quite... they can be quite mad. The TV presenters are pretty extravagant. And,
Yeah, they're the kind of where they'll, like, the chat show will start and he'll walk down the stairs and then just kind of headbutt himself into the wall and then walk over to you.
Are they, I always remember when we did an interview with a Japanese presenter, and I didn't realise it's sort of like a rule, I don't know what it is, but basically if they bow to you, then you bow back, they have to bow again, and you just basically keep going until someone stops bowing.
What, like a bow off?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. I didn't realise this, so someone came in the first time ever I did an interview for Japan, and we basically just bowed to each other until we're basically both on the floor. just slowly getting lower and lower. No interview happened that day.
Just bowing. Listen, it's really good of you to come and see us. Don't forget, Bluestone 4-2 tonight on BBC 3 at 10 p.m. And actually, that wasn't that painful for you, was it, that time?
It was. I'm a bit disappointed. I thought there'd be...
I don't know, we'll do a bowing contest or something next time.
Also, if you want to relive that moment in Edinburgh, it is on YouTube. You just need to type in Matt Lewis fanfiction.
Yeah.
It's still there.
It's great. It's like a weird dream.
It's always going to be there.
Yeah.
Or you can just watch the Innuendo Bingo as well, like millions of people have. Matt, it's really good to see you. Thanks for coming by.
Thank you very much for having me, guys. Always a laugh. Thanks a lot. Cheers.
The Scott Mills Daily.
BBC Radio 1.